So, work begins on my dream car. This is my 2008 BMW 650i then. Before I tell you what exactly we're going to be doing today, do me a massive favour, give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help me out. It shows your appreciation and it lets me know that you want to see more videos on this car. For this video then, let's see if we can hit 500 likes. Now, exactly what are we going to be doing today then? Now, what we're going to be doing today is something that anyone can do, and it's something that I recommend everyone to do, whether or not you've owned a car for a number of years or if you have just bought yourself your first BMW. Now, exactly what we're going to be doing is cleaning out the drains. Now, you may be thinking, well, that doesn't sound like a glamorous job. Well, it's not really, but it is a job that's very important to do. So in your engine bay, you have two drain points, and they are located just down here below the scuttle pan and below the cabin air filter boxes and all the rest of it. There's one on either side, and these basically run through to the bottom of the car, I believe into the wheel arch liner. And if you don't clean these out and they get blocked up, which they do get blocked up, they get blocked up with leaves, detritus and God knows what else. If you leave them to get blocked up, essentially what will happen is the well down here will just fill up with water, and it's a very, very bad news because all your engine electrics are underneath here. So you have your engine ECU, you have various relays and fuses and a lot of other electrical items in there, so you do not want that to fill up with water. Now on this side, it's not really the case on this particular model. This is a BMW 6 Series, but on a lot of other BMW models, you'll find that you have your ABS module located down on that side. So it's a good idea to make sure you clean out both of these drain points just to save your car from a whole host of electrical problems. Now, that's not the only thing that I'm going to be doing today. As I'm going to be cleaning out these drain points, I'm also going to be giving the engine bay a bit of a clean up as well, so you'll see exactly how I tend to do that. I've noticed we have various oil spills and various potential leaks here in the engine bay, so we'll get all of the scuttle pan removed, we'll get the cabin air filter boxes removed, we'll give everywhere a good clean up, then it'll kind of give us a nice reset and it'll help us identify any potential leaks in the future. Right then, let's get cracking. So to remove these cabin air filter boxes, we just need a 13mm socket. And we just need to rotate 1/4 of a turn the plastic nuts, and we can just push down and pry this clip off, and there's one removed. If you are doing this job yourself, good idea to inspect and potentially replace the cabin air filters themselves. I will be doing this at a later date anyway. I'll be giving the car an entire full service, but yeah, if you're doing this job yourself, swap out the cabin air filters at the same time. So just need to disconnect the bonnet alarm switch and also the AUC sensor as well. And then we have this center piece of trim which just slides to one side. There we are. And we can remove this rubber strip. Just pulls up. There should be two of these side trim pieces. One on that side is missing there, so someone's obviously been in here before and just misplaced this, but it's not a big deal. Just stops any leaves and whatever from falling down into the drain point. Now again, we just need to take our 13mm socket and just 1/4 turn all of these plastic nuts. And then there is 2 T25 screws holding the scuttle pan itself in place, one there and then one there on the other side as well, and there is two. Now with any luck this should be loose. That's one side removed, and I can already see we have a bunch of leaves and detritus in there. Remove this side as well. This side isn't as bad. So this is the left side. Looks like somebody's actually removed the rubber drain at some point itself. It's going to be kind of hard to show you, but essentially there's a rubber kind of grommet that sits in the bottom, and someone's just removed it. So I wonder if it got blocked up and someone just fully removed it before. Kind of harder to see down in this one. You have to take this junction box out of the way, but we're not going to be doing that today. We're just going to be giving all this a good vacuum out, and then spray through with some high pressure water. Just use a pressure washer and make sure everything's draining nicely as it should. So as I mentioned then, first things first, we'll go in here with a good vacuum. Right, so obviously still filthy, but got all the loose leaves and detritus now removed. Ready to give this a good pressure wash now. Obviously be a good idea to cover this, because this is the air inlet into your heater system, so I'll just probably put a plastic bag of some sorts over there. We don't want water going in there, do we? Same on the other side as well. Okay then, so let's get cracking. Yeah, it's all draining nicely. Just after giving the engine bay a good rinse, you can already see just how much cleaner it is in these areas. What you want to prevent is any build-up, because a build-up of leaves will just block that drain point down there, stop water from coming through, and just raise up and eventually make its way into that box right there. You can see this one draining nicely. It's not a bad idea actually to remove that drain point, as someone has already done previously. Yeah, engine bay itself is coming up quite nicely as well. Now you may be watching this video thinking, why the hell are you using a pressure washer to clean your engine bay? I've been doing this for years and I've never had any issues. Everything in your engine bay is designed to be water resistant. Now that's water resistant, not waterproof, so yeah, probably not a great idea to directly spray high powered water into things like your alternator, into things like your mass airflow sensor, although this one is pretty well protected on this engine. Some engines are not though, but yeah, it just, you know, takes a bit of common sense. Obviously don't spray directly into any electrical sensors and you should be fine. Yeah, this engine bay is looking a lot better, but I think we can take things a step further. All right, let's get in with the stow foam. This is going to come up lovely, this engine bay. That's the thing about BMWs. Yes, their engines are covered by lots of plastic, but they do look nice and they're clean. And like I said, it's just nice to give the engine bay a good reset, just so you can identify any active leaks, because yeah, you might see stains in your engine bay, but they might have been there for years, so you have no idea if it's actively leaking. After driving this car 500 miles or so, I didn't lose or use any oil, so I'm led to believe that there is no active leaks, or at least any sizable ones anyway. I'm fairly sure on one of the previous MOTs there was an advisory for the bonnet latch, which is this thing here. Basically it gets stuck when in this spring here there's a buildup of dirt, so again that's another reason to clean this out, and you can also lubricate it a bit as well. You know, stuff some grease in there or whatever, but as you can see this is working perfectly now. Yeah, it's a good idea to periodically clean that spring out, just make sure it's moving freely as it should be. And after giving everything a good dry off, here's how we're looking. Engine bay looking spotless. But most importantly, we now know that our drain points are nice and clear. Right, let's get all of the trim pieces put back in position, and then we can wrap things up. And there we go. Everything back in place. Skittle panel, cabin air filter boxes, all back in place, all nice and clean. And yeah, this engine bay really has scrubbed up well, hasn't it? It makes such a big difference. It just means when you are working in here, you know, you don't get covered in oil and grease every time you touch something. Okay then, so there we go. First job done on the BMW 650i, and it's a well needed job as well. Like I said, I like to do this on any new car that I get. Just gives the engine bay a nice reset, helps you identify any leaks, but most importantly it prevents those drain plugs from filling up, which like I said can be disastrous for your engine's electronics. As always then, I hope this video has been helpful. Hopefully you've all enjoyed it. Remember to give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one.